Hello guys, welcome to my another topic of talk. Actually, I've been going through some videos recently after the Edo elections, and it's very interesting to note that most of the people are alluding the fact that Obaseki won because only because of the video of Jangaba Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu, the Asiwaju of Agbero. The fact remains that video might help Obaseki to win the election, but it's not wholly that the reason, because there are a lot of events before that, there are a lot of things before that, there are a lot of catalyst actions that have taken place, and the most being the fact that the dent already done to the image of the APC flag bearer, the pastor himself, by his the same person that want to sell it to the public or to the Bedo people. You can close people's eyes, you can even close their mouth, you can't even block their ears, but the only thing you can do is to turn off their senses or block their senses or whatever. People have their mind, and then the moment you think you are fooling people without realizing that you are fooling yourself, it became something that everybody have to wonder if you are actually looking yourself in the mirror and realize that you are becoming a buffoon. But the fact remains that this man, what is his name? I won't call him a comrade. He says being a comrade for a long time. Everybody was just, everybody in Nigeria, everybody, activists or whatever, they're just looking for a means to climb the ladder, to attain their purpose and become what they are. Because everybody passed through different means. There are those that they came from the privileged background, some came from the elite background, so those that passed through the activist and passed through the comrade level of those luta. Or everybody just wants the same thing, just go to the top there and become a lion and become a despot and eat with the big guys in the political corridor there, or whatever we'll call it, space there, and turn to the same as oppress the same people you were fighting for or claiming to be fighting for, or where their voices. Let's say it like this: that guy became a nuisance. A nuisance in the sense was full of himself, without being putting the populace or the Edo people into consideration. That he just believe he can sell them anything, or you can say anything, and they will just take it. One thing for sure, and I have to make this clear. I think I've made it clear through my comments through my handles. If you watch some comments, I've said it several times. I'm not in support of Obaseki, neither am I in support of Ezeyamu, because the fact remains, after the video of Jangaba, truly, I really felt, when you felt like doing something just to spite somebody. If I was to vote in that election, I think I would really vote for Obaseki, just to spite Tinubu, just to make him understand that he's not what he thinks he is, that he's making a fool of himself by making that comment that he's the leader of democracy. Nobody gave him that position. He was never a leader, and he's not a leader, and he will never be a leader. And the fact remains, like I said, Obaseki acted desperate for going to PDP in view of what they said in 2016 before before the election in 2016 when Yamu was in PDP was this, PDP was that. You know, I don't know what kind of politics they are playing in Nigeria. You don't say a lot of things and come back to just like going back to take your vomit or going back to for goodness sake, for that alone I never wanted to support Obaseki, because if you believe you have principle or you believe you are there for the people, then you go with the people. The other political platform he would have created is incumbent. He would have gone with a lot of nice, and the people would have, sincerely speaking, I would drum the bell, everybody would talk about him, and he would have won, sincerely speaking. But he was so afraid. He had to go and sell his soul to other people, understand? Because a lot of compromise he might have done to align himself with PDP. God knows. Yeah, a lot of compromise. And if you look the last statement of this man Wike, that as an incumbent he has he has privilege, or there's nothing he would have done for him. There's nothing, he never did anything for him, or as an incumbent he has access to fund, also he never funded the party. So it shows that our political structure is just, if you are there, you have access to a lot of power and wealth to do whatever you want to do. Tell me, if Obaseki have won, you would have seen a lot of diggings and a lot of hanky panky that he has done, or a lot of deals or money missing here or there that they would have said it. And so just like when Jonathan loses, if Jonathan didn't lose, nobody would have heard that. So let's go back to why he loses, because a lot of people are loading the fact that Tinubu make this video, that is why he lost. The new video was just a nail on the coffin. The coffin was already prepared, buried, or prepared to be buried, and Tinubu just came and poured sand on it. That's all. And he gave those undecided voters and those people who were doubting where to belong, and so he really gave them reason just to follow the victim they see that Obaseki have become, because it was like a victim in this whole thing. Whereas for me, I didn't see it that way, because for me, Obaseki would have gone with the people. That is taking on a neutral party, because for goodness sake, it just shows now tomorrow now Obaseki will just come to APC again, or tomorrow now everybody just cross carpeting, and Nigeria people are just seeing it from. Let me just say one thing that I observed in this election. That is why I never made video about it, because there's no way you can make video about it that people will not see it from an angle that maybe you are sympathetic to this person or this that. I am not sympathetic to any of them. I have never been. I'm with the people, and I will always be with people. My thought then was that Obaseki was just acting desperate. For him to go to PDP was just too desperate. That is why I never supported him. I never wanted to support him. And for sure, you can't be with the devil and later think that you are not the devil yourself, because from the beginning, Obaseki accepted to be with this man, and later he decided and he changed his way. So when you change your way, you go with the people and you stay with the people. Don't go back to PDP, because PDP. Now tell me now, you want to tell me that all those big guys or this thing that helped him to win this election, they won't be they won't be how would I call it, they won't be appeased or giving contract for gratitude and all those things. So I don't know how we do it, because no governors in Nigeria have ever performed second term. I said it in one of my comments on Obaseki. This thing, no governor in their second term have ever performed. Yeah, their second term is just basically just to steal money, hide money to sponsor the next person that will be their political godson. He never performed. Their first term, they only do something. And Obaseki didn't really impress on the first term. He didn't. So that is by the side anyway. So when it comes to why he won or why Izeyamu won loses, it's like you guys all forgot what this man said about Izeyamu in the 2016 running to the 2016 election. There are many things he have said. All those things come back to hurt him. I don't know why, for goodness sake, Nigeria are so gullible. We try to attach sentiment to things that are not meant to be sentimental. Yeah, because when it comes to our faith, we attach sentiment to it. Because this election was so in bad sentiment because this no. For the truth of it, believe me, in few months now people will be regretting why they voted for Obaseki. I'm not wishing him bad. I don't wish he didn't perform. But I wish he did. I just hope he performed because that is our own expectation. We wish all of the governors in Nigeria are performing and we pray for them to perform. But believe me, this guy, a lot of people will be dejected that they realign with him because there's nothing he's going to do. Second term, he's not going for third term. He's looking for money to be a senator, looking for money to climb the ladder more, and looking for money to sponsor somebody that will close his own shortcomings or what he did in the governor house. That's what all of them do. That's what all of them they are doing because all the governors, you look at the history, second term, nothing. It's nothing. Even though Shomole, first term, yeah, second term, what did he do? So that was one. Well, most of the things that he said about Izeyamu. And if I have not said that before, I think the arrogance of Oshomola himself, he really contributed because the man was so full of himself. His arrogance was smelling all over Edo State, and everybody was really feeling it. As if without me nothing goes, or without me nothing happens, or without me rains don't fall, without me the sun doesn't shine. So he really pissed the other off and pissed a lot of people off. And I was watching it. I know definitely this man is biting more than he can chew. He thought of himself. He was so full of himself. And then I know definitely he's going to be humble and humiliated because the man at Lagos was really egging him on and pushing him on, and he was thinking, oh, understand, it's gonna be Uhuru as usual. The video made by Jagaban thinking that he will promote their own candidate. Izeyamu really nailed the coffin, and then at least, like I said, he gave the undecided voters where to stand and give people room to be sympathetic to Obaseki. And believe me, if I was a voter in that election, I would have voted for Obaseki. Hence, between two evil, we choose the lesser one. So, and then like I said, I won't said it right from time. If Izeyamu would have won, Edo State would have been worst off. So it was just like when Buhari and Jonathan was contesting. People would just decide to vote for Buhari because Jonathan, everybody have seen it before. Jonathan was I won't call him a weak president. He brought us to this stage we are. If he had performed or do what was right for him to do, won't have been in this mess we are. Because Jonathan brought Buhari in because his government was so inept that even a foolish man or somebody without sense would have known that it was the right thing to do, just to put him out, because the man was totally, because as a southerner, mostly for somebody from a minority group, sincerely speaking, that man would have done things that was right, at least to counter the system. Because It was never in the equation. Nobody ever thought of it. Nobody that is Southerner, even a minority, will ever become president of Nigeria. And it's something that will only happen, and it has happened and it will never happen again. And nobody will ever imagine that. And he unfortunately fall in the lap of somebody that was, I would like say, just the lack of good luck, Jonathan. It was unfortunate because there are a lot of things he would have changed. The president of Nigeria is one of the most powerful presidents in the world, because powerful in the sense not because of in terms of military might or anything. I mean the system itself. There's so much power in the center, in the hand of Nigeria president, that he can do and undo. Believe me, that is why. So Uganda would have changed a lot of things. Most of a lot of illegal things, or the military used to bind the country together, that is making it not functioning, like this the federal system. For me, it's not the real federal government we are practicing in Nigeria. Federal system whereby the state and the local government have no power, even on security matter. That is one of the most fundamental thing of fundamental policy or this thing of state fund, this thing, because every state is created on security. Without security, there's no state. So tell me, even a local government chairman doesn't have the right or the power, to do things, to take decisions that border on security. So then where is the federalism there? Jonathan, what he just came there and he was thinking of using that to gain second term. Jonathan will not allow you to do that. For goodness sake. But there's a video I will do about that specifically after this. Now I will do that video, and that video will touch on the failed attempt, or the failed opportunity of Jonathan government, and how the Northerners do everything to bring his government down without him even know it. You see the difference between PDP and APC. He just like choosing between two devils, and for me, if the man have aligned himself with the people and choose a neutral political platform, at least he would have give hope. That would have been a catalyst to other places. At least if it's done I they would have done it easily, because I believe in Edo people, and I believe they are politically enlightened, and it's obvious because the movement, they have the lot of diasporas too, because the movement started from outside. And then my opposition to Obaseki was just that, because PDP for me and APC, they're just the same, because no ideology. You can just shift to another political party or another, because the same thing that is happening in APC now against Godwin, it's going to be the same continuation of the same thing, because even though there is no godfather in this sense, because he has a lot of allegiance and a lot of political debt to be paid to those people that help him. And okay, let's look at the primaries. We all hear this, hear that. They won't have given him that for free. At least for him to contest on their, for him to have their flag bearing, this thing, for him to be their flag bearer, there might be a lot of conception that would have been done, and then those things make me worried. But I think Obaseki was not even the right candidate now, because I wish, sincerely speaking, I wish if a neutral person would have won this election, like from all this little political party that have no attachment to any mainstream political party that we have now, mostly to the centers. But the funny thing is that even though any new party win, what guarantee do we have that everybody will not pack to that party again? They all swim to the place where there is sweet, where there is food to eat. And that is the problem of Nigeria, because look at Oju Uzokalu, look at all of them. Just measure all the names, they all go from one political party to another, where the power is, where they can easily access contract and continue the same thing. It's just about what will I call it, concession and no principle anyway. There's no principle in this, because this, for me, this is not ideology. This is not politics. For me, these are what we like call jeun politics. Sincerely speaking, it's too bad. So for Obaseki to have gone to PDP, for me, it just shows his desperation. Sincerely speaking, you can't be so desperate for you to do so certain things. But I know definitely, at least he was afraid. Yeah, won't be. But if you have the people behind you, you would have just choose a neutral party, and believe me, it would have been one of the sweetest gifts to Nigerian people and to the common people. And I wish, and the center would have been afraid now. They would be afraid that the people have awakened to their this thing, because PDP for me. But anyway, the fight would have been too much, because it would not be between three people. So anyway, thank God he ends up like this. Because when I say thank God, because after what Tinubu said before the election, I was just praying that Obaseki won, because that's why I say thank God, because if they say choose between two devils, you just have to choose the lesser one. So, and I hope everybody learn lesson from this, and we now have to start building a platform, creating a medium for us to have a machinery whereby we can create a representative of ourselves, of the people. Understand? At least that would be about the ideology of the people of the street, because there are three things government must do. There are many things government must do, and those three things are fundamentals in terms of human existence and human human development. And sincerely speaking, that is not happening in Nigeria. For any reason, what they do from the state to the center is just building edifice and building things for people to see, and it's an avenue for them to loot money anyway, because without all those big projects, you cannot steal. You can't. And secondly, those projects are meant for them, except when it comes to agriculture, which I think they are only lying when they are not going to give us the real achievement or developmental stride in agriculture. But the three fundamental things a government must do, even at the state or federal level, is just basic. Water. There's no water. Light, electricity, and road. A means of communication. People can have access to their farm, able to transport their goods, all those things. And the other things are all will come up, because if those three things are there, Mama mia, crime will minimize. This crime they are talking about, crime, security, all those things, it will minimize. I remember growing up, at least you don't spend 4 hours watching Indian film, and then what time do you have to go and be a nuisance outside in the street? But nowadays everybody is outside, everyone is outside. There's no light. So you have more ample time to do to be a ruffians. But in my days, I remember growing up when we were young. You finish one Indian film, say, before you put the other ones, it's almost 8 hours. You only have time to even think of going to the field and play football for 30 minutes or 1 hour, then come back home to eat. But nowadays, guys have time to be outside. Understand? And the culture of that, whereby children play around when I was growing up, is not there anymore. So tell me, because I remember we used to do this cut and making all those things in my street, in my area. But all those things are not existing because of security. And what causes that? And I remember when this kidnapping was taking place in Colombia and South America, and I told myself, if this thing should migrate to Nigeria, we are doomed. Sincerely speaking, I thought of it. That was 20 years back, when this kidnapping and all those things was taking place in Colombia. More than 20 years. I think it was in late 80s. I mean late 90s. I was thinking about that. I say, Mama, man, if these things are happening in Colombia like this, in South America and other places, kidnapping and all those things, and a lot of insecurity there, I told myself, if this is to migrate to Nigeria specifically, because I only know Nigeria, we are doomed. We are doomed. And that is what is happening now. So, for government to be there for the people, they have to do the essentials. And the essentials are just there, just simple. Give us light. People should have where to go and work, open workshop and do things, because if there's light, you create a lot of little micro businesses, workshops, and there my carpenter can be able to to buy little machinery and open, because why all those things are not, all those craft work are not appealing for people, because it's still done in the crude way. In Europe, go everywhere in the Western world, a lot of these craftsmen, they are the engine block of the economy. They earn well. They even earn well more than the people that went to university. And why is that? And if you come here, the job you don't even, if you see a bricklayer, not talk less of will I call it a mechanic or a furniture man? How do you call them? Say, those that do furniture. You can't even tell. You can't even tell. Except you go to their workshop, you don't even know what they have. You see them with a nice car, you see them coming out because they have all these machineries, little machineries and different things to help them in their work. That reduces stress. You see a mechanic man will be using his hand to be raising engine, they'll be doing all those things crudely. You see, go to the carpentry workshop, you see them using hand to be sawing and sharpening wood and all those things. All those things are not in this century. They ought to be light, so that all those things can be, at least we appeal to people to take that into consideration as a job. Light, water, road. If I'm not forgetting, on the road, there have to be housing. There have to be housing. Please, these things are essential for development, and the governors should put this into consideration. Not building airports, not building all those things. Those things are, because if you come to Europe, I can tell you categorically that being in Europe, I find out that there are a lot of cities far better than these our state capitals. They are without no airport. No airport. Sincerely speaking, they don't have airport. But you see in Nigeria, every state governor want to build an airport, call it international airport. What international about that? Those are local airport, for goodness sake, without even the amenities of a local airport. But the fact is, everybody want to build an airport, to call it an international airport to their name, or how would I put it? But it's an avenue for them to steal money. And secondly, why should you have an airport in a state where some states are the capitals are less than 100 kilometers from each other? Even less than 100 kilometers. Why airport? Building airport? It's not done everywhere. It's not done. All those things, the government is supposed to put an embargo on it. You don't borrow money to build an airport, or you don't use the state finance. And why? They should make it build what? Build roads. There's a state there's no road, you are building airport. There are states that don't have housing for the people, they are building airport. There are states that don't have electricity. They are just building all those gigantic core white elephants, and that is why you see a abandoned project everywhere in Nigeria. That is why there is a abandoned project everywhere in Nigeria. Because why the next government will just come and follow his own project because he want to steal money too. Yeah, of course. Who won't? Because that is why they are there. Oh, you started that, you put down. Like, okay, that was one of the reasons I was angry with Obaseki. Let me come to this now, because the first time I heard about their grudges that I begin to follow the development and this thing was Obaseki complaining about the hospital. That this man is Oshomole left behind, that he started, and Oshomole claimed that he finished the hospital. Peter, my own was that why playing politics with something like that as important as hospital? And I was angry if you claim that this guy did not do what he said he did in that hospital. Oshomole was not the governor. Why not just pick him, put it in a prison, or ask him to come and account for what you believe he has done, because there's an evidence, you have a record of it. if you believe truly that what you are saying as an incumbent, and this guy is not an incumbent, he's not even a governor anymore. There's no immunity to him for him. So you didn't do that. You were complaining that he didn't finish the hospital as he said he finished it, and there was nothing there to show as an incumbent government, for goodness sake. So, and you claim to be the government of the people. Hospital is very important. For me, he would have finished the hospital, even though the guy haven't finished it, and call him to come and refund the amount he believes he stole. Yeah, he would have done that. Not later complaining that that is why he didn't finish the hospital, that is why he didn't. And he just left the hospital. They abandoned all projects, and there's no government of continuity in Nigeria. That is how you see. Just look at Lagos State. In 2009 or 8, a lot of projects that was started by Fashola that he didn't finish is still there, lingering. And the incumbent came, he did other projects and finished some and left some. And I believe this one now, if care is not taken, he will not even finish the one that left behind by his predecessor. He will just continue a new one and finish some and left some again. And still in that state, there's no light, there's no water, there's no good roads. So please, we should set our priority right as a people and be asking what is essential. Nobody need all those beautiful things. Europe did not just Western world or Dubai did not just start building houses and building all those beautiful edifice without having water, without having electricity, without having good roads. You see people going to build houses in a place where there's no even road linkage to an area that is not even connected to even to local road, talk of the state road, not talk of federal road. There's no understand. People are going to build houses in places. No, I don't understand. Who does that? Just like I have never seen that. Even in West Africa that I roam around, I haven't seen anywhere people just going to be building houses in bushes where there's no road connection, nothing connected. There's no planning. The government have to build roads. Okay, there's an estate that is going to take place here, or it's going to take place 10 years time, or it's going to take place. They will build roads so that the other people, that place will develop, will open. Then they will build. People can even, farmers going to that place. We have a medium of taking their goods out. Food will be cheap. They complain that food is expensive. How food will be expensive? Our roads are death traps. People are dying every day. Tanker falling here, falling there. So how will this continue? We have to set our priority right. Anybody going to government, we don't need you to come and be building aerodrome, building this, tankers, this. You've said you do the first thing. It should be said that any governor that comes into power should do these 3 things. After one, you go to the second one. You follow that agenda. Doing business in Nigeria is too expensive. No electricity. So please, those things are fundamentals, and it will reduce insecurity, and we make a lot of people at least have confidence in Nigeria. I remember doing business in Nigeria. I know how much I spend on generating electricity for myself, buying diesel every day, and at the other day you have to service the generator all the time because you buy adulterated diesel, because all those people are cutting corners too. In all over the world, I mean, all over the world, I mean it. I find out that very funny that diesel is the most expensive product in Nigeria, and yet there's no electricity. While elsewhere in the world, the reverse is the case, because a lot of businesses need diesel to operate, and it's so expensive. And the government is talking about industrialization, and people should, you see, for one, the first priority should just be light. I shouldn't continue this again. Just be light. Let there be light. It's just the other way around. In Nigeria, everything is the other way around, upside down. Thank you, my take.